Hi, I'm Pete Troilo with Devex, and we're here at European Development Days in Brussels. I'm here speaking with Gerardo Patacconi. Gerardo is the Chief of Cluster and Businesses Linkages Unit for the UN Industrial Development Organization. Welcome, Gerardo.
Thank you.
It's very nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
So, for our readers and viewers who aren't familiar with industrial development, what does that mean to you?
Well, it means to me that, in the UN family, it's a big thing. You're dealing with a sort of thing from humanitarian, economic, social issues, health, HIV. But of course, there is one area that I think is very important and is becoming more important today, is to deal with giving opportunity to the emerging economy, to developing countries to develop their own industries. Now, we're still talking about industrialized countries and the other countries, the developing countries. So in order to develop, part of that is to go through adding value to your product, build an infrastructure for industry to produce goods. That could be basic goods, food, textile, or electronics, airplanes. In Brazil, all this country where I'm moving up in the development scale is also related to the way they develop their own productive activities. And that is the concept that is behind this agency. This is a specialized agency of the UN family. It was, in fact, established about more than 30 years ago to help countries to do this process, to build their own industry so they can produce goods. They don't need to import, they can produce locally.
And this is just helping to achieve inclusive growth. That's a term we hear very, very frequently in the development community. I imagine this is one strategy to really do it.
It is sustainability and inclusive growth. The inclusive growth means that a lot of entrepreneurs in these countries, and these people are marginalized. They are not given normally the right even to develop their own ideas. And their ideas can start from a very simple, we know the garage idea that we know is very famous, but there are a lot of these people in many countries. I think you're based in the Philippines, but if you go to the Philippines, you go to Ghana or you go to El Salvador, see a lot of people, they wanted to say, I have an idea, I want to build that. And a lot of this idea become a reality today. So they have their own factory, they means employ a lot of people, and they need services, and the services make, employment opportunity for many other people. You cannot just say, developing countries produce agriculture, we are the big guys, we produce the rest. That's not fair, so we try to fill that gap. So we want to include all of them in this process of increasing goods and opportunity for all. That is the basic concept under which we're working.
So as we know, private sector organizations, companies, are getting more involved in sort of the traditional development. What is your view on sort of the responsibility and the interaction between multinational companies and your agency and sort of on the ground results?
Well, I think it's a very key point. In fact, also the discussions here that we hear today and tomorrow are really focusing on that. Let me give you just one data. It's very interesting. We were looking at the Fortune 500 companies. 25 years ago, there were, I think, about 20 companies from known, Europe, Japan, United States. Today, of the 500 Fortune companies, 127, I think, or 150 are already company originated from developing countries. So this is also changing. The way we're talking about multinational, it's not only America, it's not only Europe or Japan, but they are in Brazil, they are in China, there are many other countries. This is also changing the way we relate to them. And of course, the opportunity they can create. Many of these companies, they are now operating in those countries, they source from those countries. If you're talking about automotive, but also about food products or textile, a suit that we're wearing probably is produced in 5-10 different countries. So the globalization of the supply chain, if it is well managed, and I think what we should try to do, gives a lot of opportunities. Now, while we also partner more and more increasingly with the private companies, that they are the market. If I talk to an entrepreneur in any country developing in Africa or in Asia, what they say, big problem is, at the end of the day, is the market. So where do I sell my product? I can be good, I can be sustainable, I can have a perfect product, but I need a market. So the linkage between the multinational that operate in globally, that they produce but generate jobs and opportunity for many other people. We work a lot on this supply chain development, and there are a few examples actually we're also presenting here at this conference where we working with manufacturers like H&M, for example. We are developing a new program for their suppliers in Turkey and then in Africa. The big program we had will be presented tomorrow again is with the Metro Group. Metro Group is one of the second or third large retailer worldwide. They are operating in about, I think, 20, 30 countries where they have their stores. They need a lot of local products. This generates big opportunity for fresh produce, for manufactured goods. But they also sourcing from many other countries. Now, the problem is that they are not able to find the producer that can reach that level. Because we want to source from the Philippines, and maybe I can import mangoes, but if I want something more sophisticated, you cannot find it there. I mean, I just yesterday, this colleague from our director in Mexico said, there is an opportunity here. They are expanding the automotive sector. They cannot find local supplier for even small components. Can we do something about it? Yes, we can. That's what we're trying to do. So working with the private sector doesn't mean to, help a private sector company, a multinational, means helping hundreds of people that have a possibility to supply that goods. Of course, the problem is either they are too few, so you have to cluster them together. You have to make sure that they comply with all the standards, but they also they respect all the social regulations. They don't have a negative impact on the environment. They start to save energy. So you have a lot of things you can do to facilitate this process.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great point. We'll have to end it there. Thank you very much,
Thank
Gerardo.
you. My pleasure.
And that's Pete Troilo signing off from Brussels for the day. Thank you.